In Blender, I can imagine that you don't always want to have these hard edges. So we have a cool tool for that. It's the Bevel tool. By clicking Tab on our keyboard and going into the Edit mode and clicking on Bevel, we can simply add bevels to faces or edges. Now, let's start with this one. If we want to add a bevel here, we can do it in two ways. We can either click on this circle and drag it and add a bevel. And I'm going to undo it for a second and just move on the move key so you can see what I'm doing. Or you can click on a face and click on Control B and then move your mouse without clicking any mouse button and then clicking to confirm it. Both ways work. When you're starting out, you're probably going to use the bevel tool right here, simply clicking and adding a bevel. And the more used you get to Blender, the more you're going to work with the shortcut. But let me just undo this quickly and add the bevel again. And let's talk about the options. Because we can add the bevel here to the vertices, which are the corners, or to the edges. We can decide what kind of width type we want, if it needs to be an offset, width itself, a depth, percentage, or an absolute. For now, let's keep it on offset. And here we can add segments to it. This decides how round or how much detail our bevel is going to have. I'm saying detail because a bevel doesn't always have to be round. Because at the bottom here, we can change our profile type, or even at the profile shape, we can make adjustments on deciding if it needs to be inward or outward. But if you go to the profile type and click on the preset button, we can choose from one of the options at our disposal. And we can see that we can quickly create really cool bevels. We can also create our own by clicking here and adjusting the profile shape. And just like that, we have added bevels to the edge of this face. Now, if I were to select on the edge select and click on this specific edge, I can also add bevels here by clicking Control B or using the button, but I'm just going to click on Control B and add a bevel to this area. Now, what is important is to know that the bevel will always influence its connecting edges. If I were to select the default and just add some roundness to this, we can see that it kind of messes up this part of our model. So to solve that, you sometimes want to fix or decide on which parts you're going to include in your bevel. For example, if I were to add these two now and we add a bevel, we see that it looks much better. Still not perfect, but by including an additional edge, we are solving an issue and creating a better looking area. Now, we're creating the same problem on this part, but once again, you get the gist. Let me undo that and select these two and click on Control B and add a bevel here. So as you can see with bevels, you can really create interesting shapes and roundnesses and add more detail to your model to create a sense of realism. Now, while this doesn't look realistic to me just yet, most of the bevels that you're going to use are simply going to be just a one segment bevel to create a sense of roundness. And I'm going to show you how we do that later down the road. But for now, know that the bevel offers more than just being a round corner or round edge within your model. Try out the bevel tool yourself by once again going to the edit mode and see what you can come up with. And I'll see you in the next video.